Every little bit helps. I'm not gonna be greedy. I'm not going to be like, well, I only raised $25. Y'all need to give me more money. Like, I'm not gonna be like that. I'm gonna be grateful for every little bit that I get. Can you donate to my GoFundMe? My car's broken down so I can get to work. No, walk or take the bus. Like, nobody cares. Like, I'm so sick and tired of people trying to use my page to raise money for their GoFundMes. It's annoying.
How's it going, everybody? We're back with Big Toph, the one who copes the most, and she's been doing a lot this last week. You see, here recently, Tophiachu has decided that she wants to go to a Jonas Brothers concert, and well, she certainly did. She said, listen, I ain't got no man, and I ain't never gonna have no man. I kept my purity ring for my entire life, Jonas Brothers. Does that mean I get to go to the backstage area and have some Jonas Brother funds? Well, no, Tophiachu, there's not gonna be any cake on the beach or whatever a Nick Jonas song or a Kevin Jonas song is called nowadays. It's just gonna be a whole lot of people calling you out for the fact that you're sitting there complaining, begging every single day, but still yet you're gonna spend your hard-earned TikTok money, and oh, she works so hard for it. She sits there and cries, tells everyone else that this is their fault, not hers, that she's in this situation, and if she damn well pleases, she's gonna go to a concert, basically the same thing that got her into this mess in general, by going to a Comic-Con when she didn't have any money. But oh no, guys, that's just the beginning of what's been happening. Not only did she go to a concert, she decided she isn't making enough money and she isn't going to work. I mean, that is just out of the picture at this point. I mean, we know that pretty much, but she's not even trying to hide it at this point. She's telling everyone, I'm not working and you must pay me $500,000 to get a house. And I don't know about where you guys live, but housing is for sure more expensive across the board. But it certainly doesn't take $500,000 to own a home, but her defense is she doesn't want to pay a mortgage. She's seen a lady on TikTok get a free house and she wants a little bit of that. She wants some of the sympathy. Oh, ignore all the sympathy she got back in March. Forget about that. Forget the thousands of dollars in Cash App donations. That doesn't exist anymore. Tophiachu has memory hold it. So now you guys must, I know you guys aren't, but you must, every single one of us must donate to Tophiachu to get her dream home. And during her ranting about how bad her living situation is at the moment, she ends up revealing that there is rats living in her clothing. Yeah, that's right. Tophiachu is living with her brethren, the closest of kin. Just like Cyrax has his bed bugs, I get he's probably got rats too, but she's got rats as pets. Maybe she's gonna train them and have them take us all out one by one, since she's not gonna do it herself. I mean, Tophiachu doesn't do a thing for herself, so those pesky little rats better learn that she's got trauma and do the work for her. But we got a crazy video ahead of us today, guys, so let's go ahead and jump right into it.
I know that my GoFundMe is a lot and a huge ask for people, considering I haven't had the best reputation on social media due to harassment, etc., that I've tried to clean up. I don't have a lawyer, can't afford that. I'm trying to secure stable housing to be able to buy a house, to be able to work towards affording the things that I need, and also be able to work on my social media and be able to sustain a stable living and income. If you guys can, please share the link out. Please share the GoFundMe out. Please help support the GoFundMe. And if you don't have anything nice to say, please don't say anything at all in the comments, because you will be blocked. You will be deleted. Please just be kind. It only takes 2 seconds to be kind. Right now, we are not in a very safe environment. I am trying to secure the money to be able to buy a house. I know that there are many people out there that do not like me, that wish to not see me secure stable housing. It's probably not gonna be that fast unless, like, more people tag other people that can donate and can see. Like, here's the thing, and I'm not gonna be rude. I'm gonna try to be polite. Like, okay, so I've been blocking and deleting people's comments for being negative. If you come back and you ask why was you blocked for telling the truth, you're gonna be blocked again. You're gonna be deleted. So do not leave negative comments, because you will get blocked. You will get deleted again. I'm not gonna explain it. If you're gonna be negative, then you don't need to be on my page. I said it takes 2 seconds to be kind. Whether you think I deserve something or not, then block me. Why do you keep leaving comments just to get blocked and deleted? Like, I got all day. I could block and delete people all day.
It only takes 2 seconds for you guys to be kind, and guess what? It takes about 30 seconds for someone to make a new account, because when you're sitting there blocking them, you're just giving them more motivation to come back and say whatever they want. And Tophiachu, instead of asking for $500,000 and complaining that you can't do your job in the situation you've put yourself in, how about you just put it in sub-only mode like you used to and let people subscribe to you, and then you could start earning the money the hard way. I know, it must be difficult seeing all of those comments telling you the truth, and you even said it yourself. Yeah, they are telling the truth, but at the end of the day, if you need some money, well, then that's the only way you're going to get it, because I think at the time she has got about $80 some in her GoFundMe for the hefty $500,000 that she's asking for, and she will never get close to that, because you can say you're trying to clean up your reputation all you want, trying to be the peacemaker, come back, make a better living for yourself, prove everybody wrong, but that's not what you're doing at all. And unlike John Cena, we can see you perfectly fine, Tophiachu. We can see right through you, in fact. Every time you go live, you don't attempt to make content. You sit there and yell at your viewers. You block more people, making your numbers lower at the end of the day, so your discoverability is even worse than it previously was. And you're hateful, you're spiteful, you're jealous of other people, and those are 3 characteristics that nobody likes in this world. And that could be with family members, that can be friends that you slowly start to learn about them, and you're like, you know what? I don't think I actually like this person too much. They don't respect me, they don't respect themselves, and all they do is sit there and complain. Well, I want better for myself. But you're not these people's friend. You're supposed to be entertaining them. I think you forgot that part somewhere along the line, if you ever knew about it to begin with. So they're going to drop you even faster, and the donations just aren't going to come in.
Literally, all the money that I spent was the money that I made on TikTok. I don't have access to the GoFundMe. I never had access to the GoFundMe. It was given back. Everybody's money was refunded, deleted, was refunded. I didn't have no access to no GoFundMe. I didn't get no money expended from no GoFundMe. I got $300 from my family. I had no clothes. All my clothes were in the car. The car got auctioned off. I had no clothes at all. So how was I supposed to walk around the shelter with no clothes? Who's we? You don't speak for everyone else that may choose to donate or may choose to help. If you don't want to help, that's fine. All I'm trying to do is secure literally stable housing. I haven't been able to work on my social media because I was denied my social media access, because if I do social media on property with filming or anywhere on the vicinity of any property where I'm at, I was asked that if I do that and I get caught, that they will ask me to leave. They will ask me to literally leave. They are preventing me from even working on my social media, which is the living income that I have. I've tried to get disability for my mom. She got denied. So it's going to take a while for her disability. When she applies for disability, which she did, it takes like 6 months to 8 months. It could even take up to years. Like, when I said about the lady that lived here for 4 years, someone was like, well, maybe she's not doing anything. Of course they do. Housing help does not happen as fast as people think it does, especially for homeless people. It has nothing to do with not having a job, because I've seen people get housing help with no income. This one lady that was interested, not interested, but I told her about my story. She helps people. She helped someone get a place with no income. But when it came to me, it was like some excuse which didn't make any sense. You know, like, I can't even go to a concert without having a breakdown. Like, I can't even function. Like, I'm trying to keep my sanity sane. Like, everyone wants to see someone with no income. Everyone wants to see someone be hurt. Like, everyone wants to see someone. I would never wish this type of on people. This is literally so scary that I have to watch my back most of the time when I go out. That, yes, I can hang out with my friends and do things, but I'm trying to get stable situations so we can do go on trips and stuff.
Tophiachu, you're such a terrible content creator. Like, of course those people are asking you to get off their property while you're on live stream. They don't want people to discover where you're at because that's going to lead to problems for them. But problems for other people is not a problem for you, so you don't even care about it. You think it's just a pure inconvenience towards yourself. And if you didn't have such a bad reputation, guess what? The same thing would happen. Even liked content creators don't expose where they're at or where they're staying because it'll lead to problems for them, and the same exact thing would happen. You can't expose that to people because you don't know who's going to learn about it, and they will cause chaos for you. But the situation you're in, it's that times 20. But even like myself, I don't want other people around me while I'm recording because I don't know what they could say, I don't know what they're thinking at the time, and they could ruin what I'm working on. And also, it's a big inconvenience to the people who actually want to stay and watch your content because they don't know those people, they don't care about them at all. The only entertaining part of it would be if you're in the situation you're in and they might cause you a little bit of chaos, it might cause you to crash out, then they're perfectly fine with it. And why just now are you trying to get Mama Chu on disability? For years, Mama Chu could have probably done that with no problem, especially the way she breathes. People know she can't work, and I'm not sure if Mama Chu has ever had a job in her lifetime, so that probably means she won't get very much, but she definitely could have got it. This is on your laziness again. She could have for sure had it, but you chose not to. It would have helped you out with your apartment, it would have helped you out in every single living situation you've ever been in, especially when you guys were in the car, but just now you're trying to get it done. When she was stuck up in the hospital, you didn't think, maybe I should try to get this going, maybe I should go up, spend more time with her and help her with this, but no, you had more selfish obligations in mind, like eating up all of those donations that you got. And when it comes to you being outside and you're saying, I have to look everywhere, I gotta look left, right, center, 24/7, I've gotta watch my back. Newsflash, Tophiachu, that's what everybody in the world has to do. Wouldn't it be a miracle if we could all just stand in the middle of the street, holding hands together, singing Kumbaya? But guess what? We can't. We all have to watch our back when we're out in public because you never know who's surrounding you. And if you see someone that might be a little bit sketchy, guess what? It might be time to get out of there instead of just sitting there complaining that, man, I got so much trauma. I can't take this no more. I've got to protect myself 24/7. You pretend that other people's problems don't exist and this is all just happening to you. But it's not. This is everyone's reality.
How are people supposed to afford anything? Look, you get stuck on a fixed income with disability and it's still not enough. Like, my mom's disability will still not be enough for us to afford anything. It takes months. I'm not gonna get it in 1 month because I apply. It takes 6 months, 6 to 8 months, or possibly even years before anyone receives help. I hear people that have been here for 6 months. I hear people that have been here for 4 years and is still trying to achieve housing. This company, I've been with this company before somewhere else, and they do not help with housing. They didn't help me with housing before. People are trying to make an excuse as my social media, which is discrimination. I don't have the energy to be putting it towards trying to sue for discrimination and get a lawyer in the process of trying to get a place and achieve housing. Like, yeah, I'm trying to work on myself. I'm trying to do better. But it's difficult, and it puts me back into the situation that I'm in. You know, like with my dad, people don't understand. He has mental health issues. If we were helping us get a place, they can't help him, which I already knew that. I told them no because my dad has bipolar. We will be back in the same situation if he's involved, you know. He's going to put us in the situation of being homeless again because it's always going to be an issue with his bipolar. There's nothing more I can do for someone that doesn't want to do for themselves. And it's not because I don't care. When I do get into this place, I will be trying to help find a facility for him to go to where they can take care of him, where he won't be constantly getting arrested by police, and figure out where he's at and all that stuff. But right now, I can't focus on that. Wow. Or $5. $10. If someone can only donate $1, oh wow, because that's all people to give more than $5. Like, just because you want to make a joke, you only raise $25, 55 more years to go. Like, okay, maybe someone might be kind enough to say, hey, you know what, this situation is messed up. Let me give a large amount. Like, I'm not going to be negative. I'm going to keep the positivity. I'm going to hold hope that I will hit the goal. And if I don't, so what? What's the worst? At least I asked. There's no harm in asking. And like people saying I'm going to prison, I'm not going to prison for defrauding someone unless I raise $500,000 and then misuse it. Like to literally sit here and be like, well, she's trying to raise money for a Comic-Con or a concert. What concert? Paul McCartney's coming in like what on this October 7th. I don't have money for that. Nor would I be able to go. That's the only other concert I wanted to go to. I don't have any other concert that I'm going to. I don't have a Comic-Con that I'm going to because there's no Comic-Con till January. I'm not trying to raise money to spend it on clothes or anything like that because I make money online to buy clothes. Like, it's not enough. But the money that I make is enough to get me clothes because I don't have any.
You know what's mildly funny about you denying Tophiachu? When the lady asked, well, are you going to help him too? She's like, no, I will never help my father again. He's the reason we're in this situation. 9 times out of 10, when Tophiachu was in your guy's life, I was pretty sure you was living in an apartment, and as soon as he was gone, you couldn't spend all of his check money every single month. You didn't have a house. You kept losing them one after the other. You kept going to a Comic-Con, and you're like, oh man, we don't have Tophiachu's check coming? Well, I guess I'll just spend it anyhow and see what happens. And this is mildly your and Mamachu's fault that Tophiachu has lost his mind the way he did, because when they were trying to give him his medication, and you guys were sitting there giving it to him, you're like, well, I think this is a little too much. We're going to lower the dosage. Well, it's not what the doctor says, and me and the rest of the Chew crew, we're far smarter than a doctor ever has been. It's not like he didn't go to school for 8-9 years just to get that degree. So we're going to lower it. Shouldn't be much of a problem. And then what happened after that? He lost his mind, and now he's running the streets, getting arrested every other week. I guarantee you he's in jail right now. So when Tophiachu says she's for sure going to help him whenever she's got the capability to, when she's got a house and able to get things in order, do you really think that she's going to help him? Mama Chew, Brother Chew, and Big Toph, while they were living in the car, would swear up and down driving down the streets looking for him, but did they? No, later on they admitted they did it one time. They're not going to help Tophiachu, and I mildly don't blame her for all the stories Tophiachu has told us about her past with Tophiachu, but at the end of the day, just don't lie about it. Tell us how it really is. You don't care about him, you never cared about him, you only cared about the money he brought in, and once he could no longer do that, forget about him.
So yes, I do have someone that I could roommate with. We were looking at this one house, but I do not have the funds to literally rent the house. I would need about like $2,000. You know, I have tried to get income coming in. I'm trying to do the best that I can. I have helped my mom apply for disability. I reached out to the people that's helping her, but it's going to take 6 to 8 months, possibly even a year. It's not guaranteed it's going to take only 6 months. It's not guaranteed. Like, the government, you have to understand, the government does not work as fast as you think they do, or these housing programs do not work as fast as you think they do. Can you donate to my GoFundMe? My car's broken down so I can get to work. No, walk or take the bus. Like, nobody cares. Like, I'm so sick and tired of people trying to use my page to raise money for their GoFundMes. It's annoying. I take the bus every day. Thankfully, my city does free transportation. You know, I'm lucky that you no longer have to pay for the bus because I'm losing out on money. Like, if I was actively going live, I would have had the 3,000 no problem. Like, with the camera on, do entertaining stuff, but I can't because I don't have the means. The place where I'm at, for safety reasons, they do not allow you. If anyone is, and this is what I want to say, if anyone is in the comments defending me, that's not me. I don't have to make another account to defend myself. I know who that is, by the way. There was someone in the comments defending me. I know who that is, but it's not me. Let me tell you something. All Money made $500,000 battling on live streams. You know, I wish I could battle, but I don't have, like, the great social skills to talk with someone. Plus, you know, all the negativity and stuff I don't want to bring to people's page. Then I thought about it. You guys literally supported, what's his name, Hassan, and the way that he treats his gifters. And y'all all, what literally happened with J-Hop being, and yet you guys still somehow support him. And especially what Jeffree Star says, and then people say, well, you're a hypocrite. Okay, well, that's avoiding accountability, because you still sit here and support these horrible people. Look at Taylor Swift taking 15-minute jets from one place to another, polluting the air, but yet you still support her, and she has not said an ounce of anything about Gaza.
Oh, you're so kind, aren't you, Tophiachu? Just remember, it only takes 2 seconds to be kind to somebody, but not unless they're trying to interfere in your money scam, isn't that right? Just give me a couple dollars, like I would help anyone out in this world. I seen 2 homeless men in the past and I offered them a piece of pizza, but when someone comes to your page like, hey, can you assist with my GoFundMe? My car broke down. Well, what's wrong with you? Back when my brother was alive, he had 3 working cars and we got to sleep in them every single night. Do you not have a brother that you can grift off of at the end of the day? Well, that's your own problem. Start walking, hot step around there. Look at me. I walk around dangerous people 24/7 and I don't mind. Well, I do. That's why I'm begging for $500K, but that's besides the point. I don't even care if you need $1. Don't ask me about it, fool. That reputation you're trying to rebuild, it's really working out for you. Could you guys imagine if you was sitting in Tophiachu's live chat, you just seen like her beacons, you just seen that she had the GoFundMe, you had no clue who she was, and you're sitting there trying to learn about her. Does this girl deserve it? But then you see someone else ask the same exact thing in her comment section and she crashes out just like that. You're like, well, I don't think this girl deserves a bit of my money. Maybe I should go give it to that person who needs a car. And yeah, they probably were trolling you a little bit. But even if it's just for the optics, Tophiachu, you should have been like, well, you know, I'm not in the position to really help anyone else out at the moment. I have my own problems. I have my own struggles, but I really wish you well, buddy. Boom, problem solved. And then no one can really say anything about it. But you just choose the worst option and you come off terrible. And speaking of you coming off terrible and always choosing the worst option, now you're just considering battling because it might hurt your feelings a tad bit and you don't want to bring negativity to other people's pages. No one would care and the negativity would not be on them if they were battling against you, because guess what? You would just crash out and you probably would make far more donations. From my understanding, that's how a lot of TikTokers make their living, by going up on other people's panel, battling it out, forgetting about it, which you should. This shouldn't affect you at the end of the day. And moving on, do you remember Ash Trevino, how jealous you was of her? But she just moved on and she raked in the cash from it. I don't think it's working out too well for her right now, but I haven't checked in on Ash in a long time. If you was truly affected by this situation, you would be motivated enough to deal with that. What could people even say to you at this point that you already haven't heard? You're just terrified that the Aunt Karen situation is going to happen all over again, that you're going to be crying on stream because people are hitting you with the truth. And the truth hurts, Tophiachu, but guess what? It can set you free, at least set you free from the homeless shelter if you keep it up enough.
Like, Lil Tay made $15 million, which I wouldn't be bragging because that's off Predators, because they said, oh, we was always waiting for her to turn 18. That's weird behavioral comments. Not behavioral comments. Weird behavior is what I meant. These are weird behavior comments to be sitting here being like, yeah, I literally made money off of these men. 15, like, she's literally trying to go band for band with Bad Baby, which is so weird because it's like you're going band for band, but you literally made money off of who were waiting for you to turn 18 and make this OF. Like, I'm not going to shame people for having an OF. Of course, once they turn 18, they could choose to do what they want. But you have all these people that are in the comment sections on Instagram shaming people for literally having an OF. And it's like, go figure, she would have an OF. Okay, she's making money, and what are you doing? Like, it is so crazy to me that everyone sits here and likes to crap on people that are trying to get a bag, that are trying to make a living. I just want to have stable housing. I just want to be able to work. Once I have the house, I could work on whatever it is I need to do to have income coming in. Because, yeah, once I buy the house, I'm going to have to be able to get some stuff. But I see a future with, like, my friends hanging out, us enjoying a backyard, being able to barbecue. Look, it's a nice night for, like, a fire pit to have s'mores. Like, to be able to go swimming and to be able to post content and outfit ideas and to be able to do whatever I want, you know? Like, to be able to enjoy the life that I deserve to enjoy and work on myself. And to literally say that I think a job that someone literally said that I think that a 9 to 5 job does not. I know that my GoFundMe is a lot and a huge ask for people, considering I haven't had the best reputation on social media due to bullying, harassment, etc. that I've tried to clean up. I don't have a lawyer, can't afford that. I'm trying to secure stable housing, to be able to buy a house, to be able to work towards affording the things that I need, and also be able to work on my social media and be able to sustain a stable living and income. If you guys can, please share the link out. Please share the GoFundMe out. Please help support the GoFundMe. And if you don't have anything nice to say, please don't say anything at all in the comments, because you will be blocked. You will be deleted. Please just be kind. It only takes 2 seconds to be kind. Right now, we are not in a very safe environment. I am trying to secure the money to be able to buy a house. I know that there are many people out there that do not like me, that wish to not see me secure stable housing.
You were so close to making a good point. One of the first good points you've ever made in your life, Tophiachu, that yeah, it is incredibly creepy that people are purchasing Little Tay's OF, because the only reason people know Little Tay is when she was 9 years old just cussing on camera, and people are like, hey, look at that little girl cussing on camera. I wonder if her parents knows what she's doing online. And then they discover that, hey, Little Tay's parents are the one who's recording it. Oh, that's exploitation, I'm pretty sure. This is terrible. And then she just goes on to do it again. Everyone knew her when she was 9. Those people who are waiting, incredibly creepy, because most of them were far older than that. So yeah, everyone who does it should be ashamed of themselves. And if you know someone who did it, you should call them out for it. But don't sit there and say, well, she's just trying to get her bag. Well, that's not a way to get your bag, Tophiachu. You know why those people were doing it, so don't defend it in the slightest just because you want to make an OF, but you're more embarrassed than she ever will be about it. It's disgusting behavior all the way around, and you trying to defend it makes you just as disgusting. And when it comes to you saying that you can't get a 9-to-5 job, what do you think the people are doing who are donating to your GoFundMe? Probably working a 9-to-5. And no, not every single job you're going to work is going to provide you enough money to put a house over your head or pay all of the rent. But if that's the situation you're currently in, well, you just got to work even harder. Do you know how many single mothers are out there supporting 2 to 3 children who manage to keep an apartment over their head? There's so many hardworking people out there who would never let themselves get in the situation you're currently in, because they're just going to work harder. This is all up to your motivation and the things that you're willing to do, but you're not willing to do any of that. When I was 18 years old and my grandfather passed away on graduation day, what, do you think I wasn't super sad? Do you think I wanted to go into work on those days? No, I definitely didn't, but I did every single time, because why would I sit there and mope and complain about the situation that I was in? That's not other people's problems. That's your problem, and you got to deal with it any way you can. And I certainly did, and there's plenty of other people who have been in far worse situations who did the same exact thing. You're literally discrediting all the hard work that people put in, and you're asking them for money. You don't understand work, you don't understand the value of $1, so why do you deserve it? You need to go out, get some work experience. You're 30 plus years old. By the time TikTok has dried up, by the time everyone has forgotten about you, and you're gonna be like, what, 35, maybe 40 years old if you're lucky, you will have no work experience. And how hard do you think it's gonna be for you then? Most other people can't go on TikTok and complain and beg, because if they did, unless they had a really good sob story, they would get laughed off the app, just like you're doing currently.
I don't know, unless there's like large influencers or content creators that donate large amounts, you know, which I'm thankful for the people who did donate, but I don't foresee that happening, and I'm trying to get an income. I did get offered from this company they're gonna send me prototypes of merch to wear and sell my merch, but I'm like, I need new merch, and I don't got money to pay someone yet to make me merch. It is for a house, But you have to understand, unless there are large content creators that are donating, it's going to go slow. And I am appreciative of every money I get. I'm not going to be ungrateful, but at the same time, 500,000 is a lot for people that don't have a lot. And I understand if anybody can donate $1, $2, whatever they can donate is fine. I'm not picky, but like I'm saying, at that rate, it's going to take a while. Like, yes, I'm gonna buy a house with it. I'm not scamming people. I need a house. Like, I cannot do it there anymore. I am not sleeping properly. I'm lacking sleep. I'm trying to get on these programs that are taking too long. There's too much wait list. Nobody's getting help. They want to talk about how they're focusing on families, but then they're not really helping families. So what is really going on? Because why do you have these programs for families if you can't help them? Make that make sense. There's so the lady that went viral for being homeless in the street with her 2 kids, they got her a house with no mortgage, which is what I'm going to try to aim for. I could literally talk to them because I'm homeless. A house with no mortgage is great because then I don't have to pay a monthly fee. Because when you buy a house, you have to pay monthly taxes. But see, the thing is I don't know. It's a huge ask for people. And I have to keep saying this. I don't feel entitled to $500,000. At this point, I need to buy a house so I can focus on my social media. That's it. I'll start making YouTube videos. Right now, my monetization is turned off because I haven't been posting anything because I don't have anything to post. I have to leave places just to go live and go do things and film stuff, which is hard because there isn't really anything to film if you don't have any money. Like, I want to do plus size clothing hauls. I want to work on my clothing line. I don't got money for that. Like, someone says getting a job doesn't necessarily mean go getting a job. They said you can start a small business. Yeah, I can. But with what money? There are some businesses you can start with no money. But eventually you have to invest money to make money. I literally applied for a program that is no income, that I'm on a wait list. Who knows when, for housing, for an apartment. Yeah, because houses are not cheap. You have to have the buying, the closing costs. If you're bidding on a house, you have to remember, if I want a house, I can't just say I want the house, I'm gonna buy it. Someone else may want the house, meaning that the house gets bid. You have to bid on the house. On top of that, you have to pay money for inspections because we do need to see the foundation of the house and see if it's a good foundation. Even though it looks like it's livable, there still could be issues. So I have to put forth money for an inspector to go out to inspect the house on top of the bidding cost, because if someone else wants the house, we are fighting back and forth. We are bidding for the house.
If only Tophiachu, you would have spent more of your time actually networking with other content creators, making friends in the scene, instead of seething and been jealous over what they've earned in their life. They've earned it. You're like a 400,000, 500,000 follower TikTok page. You could have made friends. You could have had people that felt sorry for you. So when you did fall in this situation, they probably would have helped you. And when you run up into these social service programs and you're sitting there telling them like, yeah, you know, I really need a house so I can start making YouTube videos and creating content. What do you think? They're going to be supportive of that? They're going to ask you, well, can you actually work a real job? Are we not providing for a person who isn't truly helpless? And you're going to hit them with, well, I don't really want to work a job. I got trauma. They're going to tell you to get out of there, or they're going to be polite and just give you the runaround. And when you leave the building, they're all going to be laughing about it. Like, oh, can you believe that? Listen to what she told me. She said she was sitting on TikTok and there was a lady with 2 kids who was homeless, and people ended up helping her out. They got her a house with no mortgage. That is so incredibly rare. Your brain is completely fried by TikTok. Don't watch a single video and then expect the same thing to happen to you, because yeah, it does happen, but they're like, what, 2, 3, 4 people every single year? These are people who they don't truly know and that they felt sorry for. And guess what? Probably why this lady got all of those donations, was able to get a house, is because because she had children that can't provide for themselves, that need someone to look out for them. And last time I checked, Tophiachu, you're a 30-year-old woman who truly has no complications going on, so you could work a job. It's going to be a hard sell for anybody to feel enough sympathy to get you a house with no mortgage. And when it comes to you saying that you have absolutely zero content to produce right now, what do you think you could be doing? Do you know that the situation that you're in could be mildly interesting to tons of people if you was showing your daily life how you was getting out of your struggle? That's some pretty good content right there. There's been plenty of people who have posted something very similar and they've gotten a lot of views off of it, and you are a creator with tons of followers. In fact, if you wanted to build up all this sympathy that you wanted, that would be a pretty good start, but you're just too lazy to get it done.
I know what it takes to buy a house. Like, people say, I don't think you understand what it takes to buy a house. Yes, I do, because my dad wanted to do real estate. He wanted to buy property, sell property, flip houses. I know enough to buy a house. Like, yeah, there are ways around it, like buying a house with no mortgage. You buy a house with no mortgage. I can't get an apartment because it's not cheaper. They want 3 times the rent. I would rather own my house with no mortgage and not have to pay anything. It's cheaper to own a house than it is to rent an apartment, because all your rent for like 20 years, imagine if you're renting an apartment for like 20 years, that equates to like hundreds of thousands of dollars you could have spent to buy a house. I'm tired of renting from people anymore. I don't want to be around people. I don't want to rent. I would rather have a house so I know it's stable. And for people who are saying Comic-Con's not till January, and I'm not asking for $500,000 for a Comic-Con. That is insane work for someone to be asking for that. To be making the excuse of like Comic-Con. I'm not even thinking about Comic-Con right now. I already am in straits. Like, I need a place right away, you know, because like I could have roommate with people, but I don't have no money. You have to pay that rent. Like, with a house, you can get it without a mortgage. That lady that was homeless with her 2 kids, they got her a house without a mortgage. We're homeless. You don't have to have an income to buy a house. They do it all the time for people. I've seen people get blessed with houses, with apartments. They do it all the time. But see, the apartment, they help someone pay it for a year, which means he could easily get a high-paying job. I can't get a high-paying job because I don't have a degree. There's that. And I can't work anyways because of the PTSD and the depression. And what people fail to understand is depression, you don't turn it on and off. That's not how it works. You can't just turn on and off your depression. Like, people think, oh, you went to a Jonas Brothers concert, you were able to go, but you didn't have depression then. I am depressed. What is this city, what is this state doing to help homeless people besides dumping them in shelters and then saying, tough luck? Like, that's shitty. And the whole place is a health hazard. It's shitty. There's food crumbs everywhere. There's mice everywhere. There was a mouse literally in my hygiene bag. You know, I never sat here and said, hey, I feel entitled to $500,000, give it to me. That is an insane, crazy amount to ask for. But in the same breath, I just, you know, I need stable housing. If I have the means to be rich, to be honest with you, I feel like I could be a millionaire. But right now, with focusing on trying to get a house and being in survival mode all the time, and trying to take care of my disabled mother, that doesn't help. And being denied access to my social media, being told, well, you can't go live here. You can't go live here. When I go live somewheres, they have people, or I don't go live, but if I was to go live, I see, like, I'll be sitting there on my phone and someone's next to me. Like, they're trying to see if I'm going live. They have people watching me. What is 5 million plus 1? $5 million. Because it's a dollar. Do the math. Yeah, I would. 5 million people exchanging a dollar amongst each other, it will work. You give one person a dollar, someone gives you a dollar, and then it repeats the cycle. No, you don't give a dollar around. You make sure that someone always has a dollar, and you stack up dollars. It's not that hard to give each other $1. It's just $1. You spend loads of money on albums that you really don't need. I haven't bought an album in a long time. Yeah, I do go out to eat because sometimes when I leave, I haven't had breakfast. But I wouldn't be spending that money. Look, it's all about not consuming or giving to capitalism anymore.
Ah yes, you learned your real estate skills from the esteemed Tophiachu, the guy who was sitting there like, look, this house right here worth $1 gazillion, now pay up. Now, you don't even get the house at the end of the day, as he's sitting there making weird tongue gestures to the ladies in the background. You don't get the house because I own everything. I own the gas station down the road, I own the McDonald's down the road, I own the Sonic Chew that my sweet baby girl sits there and records all of her TikToks on, because she's famous. If you didn't know that, we're the kings of this world and she is the princess. You pay me all the money and I still own it at the end of the day. And Tophiachu, hey, stop recording your silly little TikToks. It's time to get up and actually do your real job. I'm gonna sit here and preach about some nonsense while you and your brother stand in the background. It's like, no, Tophiachu knows nothing about that. You know Tophiachu was clueless when that was happening. He ended up just trying to scam a bunch of people and got ran out of town. So why are you gonna like bring him up like he's a professional in that craft? He knows about as much as you do. He was literally trying to make you famous and your brother famous, and neither of those worked out. He doesn't really have a good record going for him. And you gotta love this, when Tophiachu is sitting there crashing out, when she shouldn't even really be doing that. She should be trying to entertain people to get that hard-earned GoFundMe money. She's like, hey, listen, the place I'm staying at right now isn't worth a thing. The fact that you guys want me to stay there is absolutely ridiculous. I got mouses running through my clothing in the middle of the night. There's crumbs everywhere. They're sitting there nibbling on my toes, running in my accessory bag. You always put your foot in your mouth and say things that you absolutely shouldn't. So now you got mice running all over you. If there's crumbs in your vicinity, I've seen the way these are normally set up. That seems to be your problem, Tophiachu. It sounds as if though you guys are in private with one another, so how about you clean up after yourself? That's also the reason you lost the hotel room, is because you wouldn't take care of the place, and when it got a little bit serious, you didn't even bother then. You was just like, I'll let it ride. No one's gonna evict me. Who would dare evict Big Toph? But they certainly did, and it's not a very good look when you're talking about the one place that's letting you stay there and you're claiming that there's mouses everywhere and rats in your bags. That's a real good look, and I guarantee you if it ever comes back to them, they're gonna be super excited that you're talking so much trash about the place they're willingly letting you stay in for no money at all. And because of this, she now feels entitled to your well, she doesn't feel entitled, but she was trying very hard not to say, yes, I do want your money and I do demand it right now. I think I could be a millionaire at the moment, and I don't know what the heck she believes she could do to become a millionaire. Maybe it's her math skills, because if 5 million people were going to pass around $1 to one another, Tophiachu, that wouldn't make every single one of them a millionaire, or a 5 millionaire, I guess. That would just leave everybody with $1, I'm pretty sure, because those dollars would just be passed around amongst them. Like, unless you just want to be like the main one who catches every single one of those, like those money-making machines in the mall that no one ever gets a lot of. But the math just isn't mathing right now, Big Toph. But I guess that's enough for me today, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, follow all the socials down below, hit the new hype feature, comment as well, and I'll catch you guys next time.